Welcome. In this video, we're going to be talking about how you get in your own way when you write and what it is you can do about it. Welcome. So in this video, I want to talk to you about how your ego is potentially getting in the way of your own writing. Usually this happens in grad school. Sometimes it happens beyond grad school. But I want to talk to you about some of the common problems, some of the ways to recognize this, and then give you a couple strategies for what you can do about it. So first of all, ego is referring to how you view yourself, right? So if somebody's egotistical, right, we might think of that person as being particularly overblown in terms of their sense of self in relation to a particular area, right? So somebody might be a really exceptional scholar and researcher, and they might be really good at that, but they might just have such, an arrogance about their abilities, right? Think that they're just so great that they're beyond reproach, right? So that's kind of what we're talking about here. Now, before we get into this, I want you to recognize, or I want to say that recognizing things that you're good at, that's not bad. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? We're all good at things, and we should definitely, I encourage people, know your limits, right? Know your strengths, know where those strengths stop, right? Know your weaknesses, okay? The problem, okay, and this is what this video is about, the problem is when your ego sort of gets in the way and you use it to justify your actions, right? Or in this case, your writing, all right? And I've seen what I'm going to share with you my entire career as it relates to writing, and it happens a lot in grad school. So when you come into grad school, right, you might be thinking, hey, I'm a strong writer, I'm a good writer, okay? And you have reasons for why you think that. All right. And I'm not here to dispute those reasons. And honestly, up until this point, you may very well have been a strong, excellent writer in the ways that you had to write in school up until this point. But in grad school, right, you're going to learn a new way of thinking. You're going to learn a new way of writing. And you may not be very good at it, okay, at first. Or you might be good at some parts, but not so great at other parts. All right. Now, in a previous video, and I'm going to have it pop up somewhere over here, I talked about how it's really easy to think that we should be good at writing in grad school because the format looks so similar to other things that we most likely have been good at in the past. So it's easy to get caught in this trap. So if you haven't seen that video, click on that link, watch that video, and then come back here, all right? Because I think it's going to give you some really good things to think about as we continue on in this video. Now, what's going to happen is, right, you're in grad school, you're writing, it could be a paper, it may not even be in your first year, right? This could happen at any point. It could happen when you're doing your comprehensive exams. It could happen when you're doing your dissertation proposal, right? It could happen when you're doing your dissertation, right? At any of these points, right, these experiences, you're going to get some feedback or a grade, and it might not be what you want at all, okay? And when that happens, it's really easy to think that a particular person, right, a professor, a reviewer, your committee, right, that they're the problem, not you, right? It's easy to say, hey, that person doesn't understand me. This is a really good, paper, dissertation, etc. Like, yeah, there's some things I could do a little bit better, but overall, it's so much better than what they realize it to be, right? They just don't get how great I am. So what happens is that, we think that we did super, super well, but in reality, we fell short in one or more significant ways, okay? But when we tell ourselves, no, hey, I'm great, okay? It's the other person, it's that committee, it's that reviewer, right? They're the problem, they don't get me. What we lose is a huge learning opportunity and an important opportunity to improve, all right? So what can you do? Because I think some of this is perfectly normal, right? I think it's perfectly normal when you put a lot, especially like in a dissertation proposal or comps or a defense where there's a lot invested and you've put a lot of time and energy into it. I think it's really easy to get caught up in this. So what can you do about it? So first, I would say, let that egotistical moment happen, right? Whatever it is that you're thinking, oh, my paper's so good, these people don't get me. Oh, what do you mean I have to redo this? Okay, let that happen. I would suggest you keep it to yourself, okay? But let it happen. Move through it. Sit with it, be with it, accept it, and then just let it pass like you would any other kind of emotion. After this moment passes, and this could be an hour, it could be a day or two, honestly, right? It could range. Set yourself aside, right? Set that ego part of you aside, all right? One of the things that happens is we often take comments and feedback personally, right? So if we get a bad grade or we get critical feedback, we think, oh, let's say, my dissertation chair, my advisor thinks I'm a bad writer. My dissertation chair must think I am not smart. My dissertation chair must think I didn't put any effort into this. But by and large, no one is thinking that. So a long time ago, a little side story here, I always used to give feedback, in writing on the document, writing comments and stuff. And one day, like I said, a long time ago, I wanted to try video feedback for the first time. And I wanted to put somebody's dissertation proposal up on the screen and highlight things and talk about it and that sort of stuff. And I said to her, I said, if this doesn't work out, if this doesn't work for you, if you don't like getting feedback this way, let me know. And she, watched the video and she said she loved it. But one of the reasons why she loved it is because she said she realized, because I was talking to her, that I wasn't mad at her. And I said, did you mean to tell me you thought I'd been mad at you all this time, all these years when I've been giving you feedback, you think I'm mad at you? And she said, yeah, right? She was laying, and I wasn't, she was laying this emotional tone on top of, right, what I was saying, right? She was putting something there that wasn't there, all right? So normally we take these comments very personally. They're not personal at all, okay? By and large, no one's thinking these negative things about you that you think they are, okay? The purpose of the feedback that we're giving you is to help you improve, all right? And the feedback is making that paper, that proposal, that dissertation, whatever it is you're writing, okay, the best it can be. Feedback, that's where it comes from. That's the place where it comes from. It's not about making you feel bad, right? It's about helping you improve. It's not a commentary on you at all, okay? So if you can set your ego aside, right? Oh my gosh, they don't get me. I'm so amazing. I'm such a great writer. Set that aside and hone in on the fact that this is about what's best for the paper, what's best for the dissertation, what's going to help you achieve whatever you want to achieve in your career. Then you open yourself up so that you can access that feedback and take full advantage of it.